When do you think it changed then? When I came out of treatment?
Yeah, it's definitely the writing eased off. You weren't doing as much. Everybody's different, so the healing stage is different for absolutely everybody. I mean, it's normally you're absolutely devastated. It's the tears, which can go on for a few weeks, and then you start to get angry, and you know, bastard, why's he done that? I don't deserve this, and that's really good. That's a really positive emotion, which you're starting to fight back, and you're angry about the situation, which means you're not so much likely to go back again. And then you come to sort of acceptance, where okay, I'm going to get my life sorted out. I don't need him. I'm going to move, change kids' schools or whatever. Get alarms in the property. You can put a sanctuary scheme in to keep the person safe. You can get injunctions to keep him away. There's lots of things you can do. And when people realise that there is an option, then they too tend to move on.
I still feel, I feel more, when I'm in it, when I was in it, I just felt like I was fighting for my life. Now, sitting here talking to you about it, I kind of think I wish I'd been allowed, or I wish I allowed myself to engage with where I was more, trusting you more. But that is one of the horrible dichotomies of not trusting people. It keeps you in a prison. In terms of moving on from him and that kind of mindset, because he is only representative of, as you've rightly said, you know, the abuse that I'm used to. No, not totally yet. I think that it's coming up more and more because I've always blamed myself. And it's slowly starting to come together. I mean, a friend of mine said to me yesterday, she cannot believe the way my family have responded to me being homeless this time. They haven't helped me at all. Nothing. I texted my brother who lives abroad and asked him if he would please help me, and I just got this really nasty text message back saying, oh, has maintenance stopped? In fact, he said, you have to take his name out. Has your son's paternity stopped now? You know, that was all very spiteful, very poignant. And then he said, why should I texted him back, said, I'm very hurt by the way you've not, you know, responded at all. Why should I be honoured that you've contacted me? I told him I was desperate and I needed some help. Nothing. He's very rich. My mother, he would have told my mother. She hasn't even bothered to ask me. You know, and then the fact of the matter is that they treated me in a certain way. She doesn't bother with me. She chooses him. She's much more helpful, supportive towards him than me. And then I react to it, obviously, naturally. And then I'm the problem because she's not seeing her part. She's not seeing her behaviour. And they're not seeing their behaviour and why I would react to it, if that makes sense. And I just given up. I've realised now I don't have a family.
Sometimes, you know, you can choose your friends, not your family, and sometimes you have to make that choice for your own sanity.
That's one of the reasons why I'm able to make this documentary, because up until this time, my mother in my head going, you're a liar, you're making it all up for attention, all the things that you're talking about here is bullshit. This woman, you, sitting opposite me, you've managed to do a really good con trick on her. Because, you know, you are a nightmare. That's the crap that goes on in my head all the time. So for me to be having this conversation with you and to be making this documentary is an enormous step out of the abuse that's in my head. I have to fight the committee, and then I have to trust that you see me. That's one of the reasons I write it all down, I think.
I think so too.
Because the abuse that's in my head. And then I'm able to be really honest with you, and then you validate me, and that's when I get angry, because I think, my God, I almost stayed in this hell and thought that you were all, you know, that.
You've been very trained for a long amount of years, haven't you, by that? From almost birth to a few years back.
To believe that. That's
so it's a huge thing to break, isn't it?
Yeah, so when
been
Ian...
conditioned.
Yeah. So when Ian says, you know, do you feel that that's changed now? I think what's happening for me now is you are showing me this chink of light. Like I'm getting these chinks of light in different places that, my God, maybe it isn't normal. Maybe that isn't normal, you know, maybe. And obviously I'm just holding on to it. It's like holding on, you know, for my survival.
Absolutely, because it's not normal, and the more of the normal world and relationships that you experience, you know, those chinks will get larger, and you think, actually, yeah, I'm not going back there because that was hell, and I've actually got something to really look forward to now, which you have, because, you know, your future's going great guns. I mean, you've moved into a lovely place, you're going away for a few months, and hopefully when you come out, you'll be a lot happier.
And also, you know, we're doing this documentary.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought 2 years ago we'd be sitting here doing this?
No way.